On Sunday, I went to weigh in, like I promised I would. The other day, I was talking about Wegovy and the results for Wegovy. And so in the other video I did about Wegovy, I assumed that I lost about 40 pounds. And I said that, well, by the time I get back to the weigh-in, since it's been a few weeks, I probably would have lost, so many pounds. I probably would be at 40 or over. Well, I overshot. I lost 2 more pounds in 3 weeks or something since the weigh-in before the one I did on Sunday. So it was very small weight loss. Not too happy about that, but that just goes to show that it's time to accelerate the process. One thing I found out when I first got weight loss surgery about 5 years ago, after the initial weight loss, and even after just right after the surgery, I wasn't eating hardly anything at all. And so I automatically lost weight automatically. But as I began to start eating again, and ultimately I started going back to my old habits, started gaining the weight back. And I mean, I still couldn't eat as much. So let me give you an example of how bad I used to be. I could go to a soul food restaurant. Now, if you know anything about soul food, they give you a lot. I could order me a chicken dinner with 2 sides, get an extra side, and a dessert and a drink. Eat all of it, and then come back for dinner and a snack later. That's how bad it was. I can't do that no more. So the pouch is still holding up. That's what they call it, the pouch. I got the gastric sleeve, where they cut a portion of the, just like a quarter of the stomach away. So I can't eat a lot. If I call myself getting a chicken dinner with 2 sides and an extra side and a dessert and a drink, I'm eating on that for 2 days. I generally don't like leftovers, but I find myself now eating leftovers a little bit because I have this thing where I don't like to waste food. I don't like to throw food away. And I don't know where I get that from. I think I got it from my grandmother. My grandmother used to love to feed me. She used to call me Sweet Pea. She's like, "Hey, Sweet Pea, eat all your food, Sweet Pea." So I think that's probably where I got that from. I don't know, but I hate to see waste. I could go into a restaurant and I see people, especially these skinny folk, see them buy these big meals, and then a whole table gets up and leave. They don't take the food with them. They don't take any leftovers. And then they leave like a whole half a steak there, a whole side of uneaten food. I'm like, wait a minute, eat that. What's wrong with you? At least take it home, or somebody else at the table eat it or something. Don't just waste it. So my wife calls me the food police. Who are you, the food police? I'm like, yeah, like people shouldn't be wasting food like that. There's starving people around the world and we have an abundance of food. That's why America's so fat. And you gonna waste the food? That type of thing. So now I find myself, if like the other day I went to Buffalo Wild Wings, I got me a 10-piece. Their honey garlic is amazing. I love their honey garlic flavor. And now I ordered a little bit too much. I got those cheese bites they have, because with the sauce it's really good. And I got the small ones. So I did get too much. I did eat all of those. But the chicken, which is unheard of because I love chicken. This is unheard of for me. I only ate. I didn't eat all the pieces. I only had 8 and I had 10. So, I mean, no, actually, no, I'm wrong. I left 3. So I only ate 7 pieces when I had a 10 piece. So that tells me something. That tells me that next time, just get the 8 piece. Even if I get the cheese bites, just get the 8 piece. And they do have the option for 8 piece. Just do that next time. But that's unheard of for me. Leaving food and leaving it for the next day and not finishing it. You know, even now, sometimes I'll wait for later and I'll take it upstairs with me to my room, and I'm like, well, I'll have the rest later or something, which is a bad habit, like eating before I go to bed and stuff. So it's like, I can't finish it now, but maybe I'll take it upstairs. But now I find myself, not finishing all the food and leaving it behind, which is new for me. That's not something I do. I like to finish my food on the same day. The other day, I went and had soul food. This time I only had 2 sides. I got the regular 2-side plate. Sometimes some of these restaurants, they give you the special with 4 sides. I didn't do that this time. I just, or an extra side. I like to get an extra side for some reason. I don't know. It's me being greedy, I guess. This past Sunday, went to the soul food restaurant. I got me, they had oxtails on Sunday. I love oxtails. You don't really hear about soul food restaurants making oxtails. I usually go to the Jamaican restaurant to get that. But they have them on Sundays. And so my mother-in-law had been saying, like, you should, come down and you should try it from the soul food restaurant that I go to. I was like, all right, bet. And so we went to see her on Sunday. And, I went and tried the oxtails, and I had a double-sided collard greens. I did buy a dessert, but I had that later. And no drink, because I got water with me. So let me just have that. Well, ends up that meal, I had a little bit of it, couldn't finish it, didn't have a lot, just had a little bit of it. So that was like lunch. And so by the time we got home, it was like dinner time. So instead of buying new food for dinner, I had some more of that food that I bought earlier from the soul food restaurant, and didn't finish the plate, so there was still some left, a lot left. I said, I'll come back for it tomorrow. Never came back for it. My wife ended up throwing it out today. It kind of hurts me to say that, but I don't really like eating leftovers. But every now and then, especially when it comes to soul food, because I love soul food so much, I love it, especially collard greens. If you make a good batch of collard greens, I'm all in it. I make it a tradition. Wherever I go on vacation, I got to find the soul food restaurants. Now, the soul food restaurant. Now, I just got my passport last year, actually in 2024 I got my passport. So I'm expecting that when I do go out of the country, if I go to like England or something, or I don't know, whatever country I go to, there's not always going to be a soul food restaurant in the area that I can go to. So I guess I better get out of that habit right now. But anyway, threw the food out. Didn't eat it all. Now, back in the day, that same plate, I would have tore it up. I would have tore it up as soon as I got it. I would have ate it all. It would have been finished. I would have ate some off of your plate. That wasn't the case this time. That wasn't the case this time. So I find myself, I am eating less. I am cutting back. My mom used to say that all the time growing up. Just cut back. You want to lose weight, just cut back. And so I guess that's what's happening. Now, I don't know if it's an effect of the Wegovy or if it's a continued effect of the weight loss surgery. Because again, I still can't eat a lot. You know, I could get a Happy Meal and get full off of it. I could get a small fry and get full off of it. So I don't know if it's just Wegovy alone. So that begs the question, should I be continuing to pay this $350 a month? Because my prescription doesn't cover it. I mean, my insurance doesn't cover it. GLP-1s, you gotta like actually have diabetes to get those. And so I got to make a decision. And plus, I had to talk to my doctor anyway because I had like 6 refills from him as a prescription. And so I just did my last one. So I have like 2 weeks left of the shot. And then if I want to refill, I need to go talk to my doctor. And so I don't know if it's the Wegovy or not, because I don't feel that the food noise that everybody talks about has been suppressed. I don't feel it's been suppressed. I still think about food a lot. And I was under the impression that the GLP-1s take away the thoughts of food and it quiets that noise, and you go about your business. You're not really thinking about eating. But being a trucker and the job I have, actually, long days, I only be having 2 runs, but still those 2 runs, even if it's a short run, it ends up running long. And so it makes me not want to stop. I don't want to waste time by stopping and getting something to eat. I don't want to do that. Because I don't, if I'm already going to work 12 to 14 hours, I don't want to have to stop at a rest area. And those rest areas are mad slow. And buying food from the truck stops, that's mad slow. Like it's kind of like a waste of time. And so my wife's like, well, why don't you bring like a bag lunch or something like that? Why don't you bring food with you? But like when I get home, I don't feel like preparing a lunch. Or if when I get up, I don't really have time to prepare a lunch before I leave for work. So it's not something I'm willing to do. I'm not willing to put in the time to make food from home, but I guess maybe I should. I don't know. But anyway, I find myself not really eating during the day. Now, when I was working overnight, it was a lot easier because I would have the whole day to myself. I would wake up, like I would get home like at 6. We'll wake up like at 10 or 11. Then my son would get home from school and he would ask to go somewhere. And so I could automatically go to the dollar store and get snacks and whatnot, because I was buying snacks and stuff to keep me awake at night while I'm driving, which wasn't a good habit in itself, because then when I tried to stop snacking while I was driving, I found myself getting tired. So it was hard. It was a hard habit. It was a hard habit to stop. Now that's not a problem. Now every now and then I'll have snacks, but I'm not falling asleep or dozing off or even tired. It's daytime, because what my problem was working overnight is that the sun would come through in my room, and the way my house is positioned, sunlight just pops through my house. And like we live near farmland too, so there's nothing blocking the sun from hitting the house. And so the sun is coming right through my room. And so we got some curtains to darken the room, but that didn't really work. You know, the light's still coming through the room, so it's daytime. Your body wants to be up during daytime, even if you're mad tired. So, but now I find myself just like I'm not really snacking as much. You know, every now and then I'll snack, like I said before. Or every now and then I'll stop and get a little something to eat. But I mean, I could find myself sometimes going through the whole workday and not having anything to eat, and then I'll have something small on the way back home. I'll get some dinner, something small, and then go on to bed. So I mean, this schedule has helped me change some of my eating habits. The change in schedule. So I don't know. So I feel like, should I talk to my doctor about getting on another med, on like Zepbound or something? You know, there's some medications out there that have been said to have a stronger effect than Wegovy does. So I'm wondering if I should go with that. But we'll see. But anyway, I'm at a 38-pound loss since January. I feel that now maybe I should try to go in a little bit harder, try to eliminate sugar and snacking. That's a big issue right now, is the sugar. One thing I learned after having that weight loss surgery is that sugar will cause you to gain weight. It will cause you to gain weight. And so I think if I eliminated the sugar in total, like, or the snacking, the drinks and the snacking and the desserts and the candy and stuff, the processed stuff, if I eliminate that, get some fruits and vegetables, which I don't mind. I don't mind fruit. I like fruit and vegetables. Get some of that going. And eliminate the sugars, that might be my best bet. So anyway, you know, the results weren't what I wanted it to be. Wanted it to be a little bit more. But that's okay. That's all right. We're still on this journey. We'll make it work, and I'll keep you updated on my progress.